Hello, welcome to my bookshelf. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about what I'm reading and what I'm listening to as far as books go. So let's start with my Audible pick for right now. It's called Be Your Own Bestie by Misha Brown. See there. So this is a very new book that just came out. You can pick it up, of course, the hard copy. The Audibles literally, as I'm filming this, came out just a couple of days ago. And I'm listening to it. I do follow him on social media, and I love his stories. He is a wonderful storyteller, has an amazing sense of humor that I really can appreciate. And while I don't know if I'm really his audience, because I feel like it's sort of a self-help book geared towards people who may be struggling with loving themselves or appreciating themselves. I don't feel like I really have a big problem with that, but I'm open to his ideas, and I love to listen to his stories. So that's why I'm listening to that right now. And then as far as my hard copy books, I have a kind of an odd assortment here. I guess I'll start with the one I haven't read the most of so far. I'm only about 30 pages into this. This is an academic book. I'm really trying to get into this, but it's hard. My academic brain, since I retired, is kind of like, it's still retired right now. It's on vacation, but I find it really interesting, and it's oddly enough, I was looking at the back of this, and I did not realize that the author, it's called Jane Austen and the Buddha, by the way, and this author, Kathryn Duncan, she actually is in Florida. I believe she's on the West Coast, St. Leo University. I think I have been there. I think I went to an English, some kind of seminar or something a long time ago. But I thought that was funny that I just didn't even occur to me to look at that. But anyway, here's the little blurb from the back. I'll just read a little bit. In this book, Austen fans and those who seek an understanding of how stories can alleviate suffering will discover a combination of psychology and Buddhism in close reading of her work, an insight into her enduring popularity, and a lesson we might apply to our own lives. So it's basically talking about, from what the 30 pages I've read, it's talking about Buddhism and Jane Austen. I know a lot about Jane Austen, obviously, because I have actually written a book myself by the same publisher. McFarlane published this, and McFarlane published my book, retelling Jane Austen. But I don't know very much about Buddhism, so I'm finding it interesting, but it's not fast reading, that's for sure. It's not mindless, just entertainment. As far as mindless entertainment goes, I have two novels I'm working on. One of them is a little weird. It's called Matilda's Secret. And this is supposed to be a YA novel from what I understand. And I also collect dolls. So I have a doll collecting channel and crafting channel called Peace Craft Dolls. And I have a small collection of dolls called A Girl for All Time. That's the line of dolls. They are not made anymore. Unfortunately, about a year or so ago, the company just could not keep going for various reasons I'm not privy to, but I have about 5 of their dolls, and I really like them, and some of them came with these little books, and they kind of are similar to the American Girl historical line in that they're historical dolls, but they're in the UK. This doll, Matilda, is supposed to be from the Tudor period, and I am reading, I'm like a third of the way through. It's not spellbinding, okay, but it's interesting. I'm going to finish it. It's not a very big book. I do find it kind of odd that it's supposed to be for children, because even though I guess I say YA, the dolls themselves, the age of the character that the doll is, she's supposed to be about 13. So that, to me, that's a young adult, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. So some of the content in here, obviously, it's, she's supposed to be the cousin of Kathryn, can't remember her, Kathryn Howard, who we all know what happens there. And I have a feeling Matilda is going to also have a similar fate. So I think that's kind of odd to have in a kid's book, but I guess I'll find out. And then this book, which I am loving, all right, it's a love story, and it is by Annabel Monaghan. I've read all of her other novels. She's got 3 other novels out, and I'll read the titles real quick. They're on the front page here. Summer Romance, Same Time Next Summer, Nora Goes Off Script. A lot of people, if you are into fiction, romantic fiction, you've probably heard of Nora Goes Off Script. That was I believe that was a Reader's Digest pick, and that's been a very popular book. If you liked that, or if you just like romance books, totally recommend all of her work. I've really enjoyed it. This particular one is interesting in that the main character, Jane, she was a child star. She was in a TV show when she was a kid, and her character in the TV show was very goofy and funny, and people made fun of her, and so she's struggling as an adult to kind of get rid of that persona that other people think of her, and that she sees herself now. She identifies still with that goofy kid who, you know, had bad stuff happen to her because she was doing silly things, you know. So she's still kind of struggling with that. And then of course she meets a guy, Dan, and it's funny that they initially look like they're going to get together, and then something happens and pushes them way apart, and she decides she hates him. So yeah, it's, you know, it's basically Pride and Prejudice a little bit there. But I'm all in. I'm having a really good time reading. I'm about halfway through, and I'm really enjoying it so far. So that's what's on my bookshelf, what I'm reading right now. Let me know what you're reading down in the comments below. And in fact, if you have any suggestions, I'm open to them. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.